This is an opportunity to play in the quarterfinals, right?
From the Derby city of Louisville, we welcome you to the regional final in the basketball tournament 2025, the $1 million winner-take-all tournament. A chance for whoever wins tonight's matchup between LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer to get to the halfway point in the 6 wins they need to claim that $1 million prize. Every region, every tournament tends to have a region that's a little bit crazy. We think this year that's in Louisville, where in the regional final it's the 4-seed Sideline Cancer against the 7-seed LA Ignite. Both teams have knocked off some big players, big programs in TBT already this year and are looking to take it one step further and advance to the quarterfinal against Everline Drive on Monday. Good evening from inside Freedom Hall. Thanks so much for spending the evening with us and staying up late with us. Robbie Hummel, Chris Foster's, Jen Hale as well. You know, we were in Lexington last night for the regional final, and it was 1 versus 2, the 2 teams we expected. Here in Louisville, we've got 4 versus 7, kind of a Cinderella aspect.
Well, LA Ignite blew up the bracket by beating Team Diesel, and Sideline Cancer by knocking off the Ville in front of a massive crowd here at Freedom Hall. 2 teams that by chalk you wouldn't think would have been here or would be here, but you look at the way they've played. They have earned the right to represent this region in the quarterfinal. So much to play for. I'm looking forward to seeing 2 teams playing with a lot of confidence tonight here, Chris.
And we're really excited about this matchup because each team has got one of the best scorers in the tournament so far, beginning with Dakari Tucker.
Well, Dakari Tucker played last season in Israel. He's worked his way up into one of the better leagues in Europe, and that has shown here at TBT. Back-to-back 20-point games, had 22 against Team 901. Did have 4 turnovers, though. 901 tried to pressure him. They tried to be physical with him. We'll see if that's the blueprint that Sideline Cancer takes. But there's no doubt Dakari Tucker is a bucket getter, and that's been on display.
And on the other side for Sideline Cancer, Jermaine Merrow has had some big moments in the tournament.
Well, he shot the ball so well against the Ville. Made big shot after big shot. Had 20 points, knocked down 6 triples. Didn't shoot it as well last season in Azerbaijan. He's played in the 3rd division of Spain, Denmark, Slovakia. Last season, not a great 3-point percentage. That's not been the case here in TBT. That one the biggest. He calls glass and sent Sideline Cancer into this round, knocking on the door for the quarterfinals.
Sideline Cancer, one of the TBT charter programs. We now go to Jen Hale. Jen, good evening. How are you this evening?
I am so fired up for this game, guys. And Sideline Cancer has been such a joy to watch, even just in warm-ups. They are still flying high after that huge buzzer-beating defeat of the Louisville alums a few days ago. And I tell you what, victory didn't taste sweeter for anyone more than Jermaine Merrow. Robbie, you mentioned he sank the game-winning shot. That was redemption because last year he missed the shot to win the game versus none other than the Louisville alums, and that's what sent Sideline Cancer home. Now, Jermaine Merrow, he is a steadfast leader on this team, a floor general, and the voice of reason and inspiration in the huddle. He told the guys when they landed here in Kentucky for TBT this year, he could just feel it. This is the year they go all the way. Let's see what LA Ignite has to say about that one.
Jen, thank you very much. Jermaine Merrow missed what could have been the game-winning bucket against the Ville last year. Got his revenge along with Sideline Cancer this year. But no one's won anything yet. Winner take all $1 million prize. LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer looking to get halfway there. Tip-off coming up next. TBT, the basketball tournament, is powered by Puma and by Or Health. Or Health, a daily pill to drink less or quit. And Purple. Purple, less pain, better sleep. We'll get you set with starting lineups for this regional final in Louisville. The basketball tournament 2025, the 7-seed LA Ignite and the 4-seed Sideline Cancer, two teams that have perhaps gotten farther than what outside expectations were coming in. For LA Ignite, Quad Gredic, Jakari Tucker, Raleigh Alkins, Sekou Silla, and Terrell Carter II, the starting five. Sideline Cancer rolls with Alonzo Verge Jr., Matthew Crowley, Marcellus Earlington, Cullen Russo, and Chris Coffey are the bigs. It's Verge at the point for Sideline Cancer. Now Coffey, Sideline Cancer in the white. They win the ball to get us going in the first of 4 9-minute quarters. Verge off the square, and the rebound to LA Ignite in the teal-colored uniforms.
Intrigued here to see if LA Ignite can turn over Sideline Cancer, because they have turned over pretty much everybody they've faced here at TBT. And for Sideline Cancer, they can really shoot it from 3. They have to be in the face of those shooters, take them out of rhythm.
Quad Gredic misses LA Ignite's first jumper, but Silla with the offensive rebound, and Alkins puts it in.
Silla has been a double-double machine. 2 games here at TBT, 2 double-doubles, and right on cue, he gets on the offensive glass, had 6 offensive rebounds in the opening round win against Team Diesel. Gonna have to check him out.
Carter with the opening bucket for LA Ignite. They lead 2-0. Cullen Russo up and under, short. Carter the rebound. This is Alkins working in on Coffey, and he slips past him.
Good to see him getting going early. Team Diesel, he had 20 points. Not as effective in that second round win, but Raleigh Alkins, with that body, he can get downhill, he can use his physicality. That's exactly what he did in the open floor.
Speaking of guys getting downhill, Alonzo Verge for Sideline Cancer draws the foul.
Here's that Raleigh Alkins drive. Little hesitation, spin move, operating in tight quarters, but Sideline Cancer, they're not messing around. Alonzo Verge can really go. He's pushing the tempo. He's coming right back at you. LA Ignite gonna have to load up and stop the basketball.
Foul is on Silla, his first. And Alonzo Verge Jr. had a decorated college basketball career at Arizona State and Nebraska. Scored 31 points against Michigan in his one season in the Big Ten.
Against the Bill, had 11 points, gave you 5 assists, but also 6 turnovers. He certainly has the ability to make plays, but he's got to rein in some of those mistakes. We've talked about Verge a lot in their 2 games, and certainly he can show moments of brilliance, but can get a little bit out of control as well.
Alkins on Crowley. Turns it over. It was batted away by Verge. Coffey for Marcellus Earlington in transition.
That turnover, and that's something that LA Ignite has done at such a high level, but active hands in the passing lanes, able to throw that ball up the floor, and I like the way Sideline Cancer right now is defending early.
Terrell Carter the second. Kick out to Jakari Tucker, who's 4th in TBT in points per game. Lets it fly for the first time tonight and puts it right in.
You're just not going to be able to let Jakari Tucker catch and shoot. If you're going to post traps, you've got to be there ready to rotate and take away that jump shot.
Coffey short from 3 for Sideline Cancer. Rebound tipped to Carter. Silla off the glass.
Boy, that's a 50-50 ball. I thought Earlington could have went and got that basketball. Instead, LA Ignite comes away with it, and they get something done in transition. Silla so long, able to use that length at the rim.
Crowley with an answer, and there was a hand in his face.
Crowley's been quiet. He had 3 points against the Bill, only attempted 4 shots. Kind of played this last season in Romania, but right there off the catch, just not close enough. He makes you pay.
That was Russo with the defense on Carter. Just the second shot from the floor LA Ignite has missed in the quarter. Earlington with the Euro step.
There is no doubt about it, Chris. This game is going to be played with some real tempo. Both teams looking to get out and go. This time it's Earlington using that size.
It has been an up and down start to this game. Just over 3 minutes in, Alkins with a hesitation, he's stripped by Russo. Numbers for Sideline Cancer. Verge, the dump off through the hands of Crowley.
It's one of those plays where Verge, you've got to come away with points. He's trying to make the no-look highlight play, and instead you throw it out of bounds. Missed opportunity.
That is the head coach of LA Ignite, Viken Eskijen, goes by Coach V. Has had a long playing career overseas, also a long international coaching career. And this is an LA Ignite brand that also participates in the basketball league as the LA Ignite. Carter on second effort.
How about that pocket pass from Dakari Tucker? That was just beautiful pick and roll basketball. And then you don't get the initial one for Terrell Carter, but he stays right with it.
Verge gets it back from Coffee and pops. Rebound loose on the ground, and Jermaine Merrill has it.
That was two LA Ignite players coming up and just not coming away with the rebounds.
Coffee in the post with the reverse.
Great patience right there. Coffee knew he had the mismatch. Took his time, double wasn't coming, and got it done with the right.
Rolled into Cameron Smith, and he puts it in the well.
Cameron Smith, we haven't seen him yet. First time we've seen him play here in TBT. Get him going in the post. Quick spin move, quick move, very decisive.
Did not play in LA Ignite's first 2 games of the tournament. Played college basketball at Cal State Bakersfield. That's a tough shot for Coffee. LA Ignite by 2. Halfway through the first quarter. Winner moves on to the quarterfinal of TBT 2025, keeps their $1 million dream alive. Tucker thought it was going down.
And Verge is going to have better awareness, because Tucker, if he's got that type of space, he's made those shots all tournament long.
Tucker's hit the 20-point mark in each of LA Ignite's 2 tournament games. This is Merrill, who slips through 2 big bodies and draws the foul. Pretty good start. Don't let the low seeding fool you. These are 2 teams in rhythm and who certainly belong in round 3 of TBT. 13-11 LA Ignite at the first quarter break.
Right.
I'm not sure what's going on. Two-point lead for LA Ignite still early in the first quarter, and let's once again check in with Jen Hale.
Well, Chris, Sideline Cancer has always played for a bigger cause, but that narrative hit it frighteningly close to home this year, that's for sure. Their longtime GM, Billy Clapper, there from the beginning with this team, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in January, and it looked grim. He lost 45 pounds, but he had a lot of faith, a lot of prayer, a lot of belief, and ironically, amazingly, another doctor's visit yesterday, and today he found out he is cancer-free. It has been a huge boost to this squad. Billy, we are all so happy for you here at the TBT family. Here's Billy's update. Prayer warriors, today my doctor told me that I am in remission, and he believes I am cancer-free. Thank you for each prayer that has been said and for your support during this journey. Guys, this is what it's all about. We're pulling for you, Billy.
It really is what it's all about, Jen. Thank you very much. That is an incredible update. Billy Clapper has been such a big part of the TBT family. As Jen mentioned, Sideline Cancer has been in the tournament field since TBT began in 2014. Billy Clapper was named general manager of the tournament in 2020 when Sideline Cancer went all the way to the championship game. So just really exciting and emotional news to hear that he's turning the corner. It's one of the great aspects of TBT. You get teams playing for causes. You get teams playing for college alma maters. A lot of motivating things. And then, oh, by the way, a $1 million prize for the winning team.
Chris, it feels so appropriate that in the game of basketball, we would have so many teams that are playing for a cancer cause. You know, just because at the college level or even the pro level, think about how active the game is in supporting cancer research and raising awareness and raising funds. Pretty appropriate to see in TBT, whether it's Sideline Cancer, Boston versus Cancer, a multitude of teams that have taken on that cause, and boy, it affects everybody. So good to hear about Billy, and man, keep fighting the good fight.
Sideline Cancer specifically plays for pancreatic cancer awareness and the Griffith Family Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer. They play in honor of Greg Griffith, whose son Jordan is one of the coaches on the team and is a high school classmate of general manager Billy Clapper. And mom Kathy is also very involved in the Sideline Cancer basketball program as well. There's the head coach. He's a big piece of Sideline Cancer too, Charlie Parker, who played in TBT with Sideline Cancer for the first 3 years of the tournament and then has been the Sideline Cancer head coach since 2017. 9 years now as the head coach of Sideline Cancer. Taken away by Smith. He feeds Tucker, and he makes the extra recycled pass from Terrence Smith out to Cameron Smith, and then Tucker, ball probably should have been in his hands eventually.
And Alonzo Verge just can't leave his feet to pass. He gets caught up in the air there and just has nowhere to go. You turn it over. It's something that LA Ignite has taken advantage of all TBT long.
Coffee short from the baseline. Rebound tipped out to Quagredic.
This LA Ignite team looks like they belong. Just from a talent perspective, Sideline Cancer has a bunch of good pros, and LA Ignite is a mixture of guys that play for their TBL team and a couple guys that play professionally, but they look the part, and these turnovers starting to rack up.
That's what LA Ignite has done through now 2+ games of TBT. A strong take and a foul drawn by Terrence Smith of LA Ignite.
Just can't turn the basketball over against a team like Ignite, who's looking to get out and run. They've been opportunistic in their first 2 games. These turnovers for Sideline Cancer are certainly starting to add up.
Terrence Smith
you're
played a season of college basketball at UConn in 2018-2019. And that was actually the first year of a very important era in UConn basketball. Dan Hurley's first season as the head coach was 2018-19. LA Ignite, this game was tied at 13 not long ago. Now they lead by 5.
See if they can get Chris Coffey going. He's just been quiet, but they just can't take care of the basketball now. It's led to runouts.
Tucker keeps it in bounds. And now a full 5 in the half court for LA Ignite.
Big Colin.
In it goes to Terrell Carter. He backs down Chris Coffey. Too strong. Greenwich is there with a tipped rebound, and he airmails it.
Sideline Cancer pretty fortunate there. Carter on Coffey. That's a mismatch. Credit Coffey for hanging in.
Helms with a wicked shot fake, but not the finish. Kari Tucker, 28 points in round one for LA Ignite, 22 in round two, and he's fouled by Jermaine Merrill. Thought we could have a scoring duel between Merrill and Tucker in this game. So far, Merrill with 2 points at the foul line, and Tucker has picked up right where he left off with 2 threes already.
I'm a little surprised, Chris, that Sideline Cancer isn't trying to pressure Dakari Tucker more. They've given him some open looks, and Team 901, we heard them talking about it. They wanted to get into him and make him feel uncomfortable.
And for about 2 quarters, he was uncomfortable.
And he started out great, and then he's really struggled and then had a good finish to the game again.
Jackson Stormo has checked back into the game for LA Ignite. He played in round one, the win against Team Diesel, the 2 seed in this region. Did not play in round 2, and after some deliberation, they determined that it is Sideline Cancer ball. Bill Covington, Clarence Armstrong, Olandis Poole are our officiating crew here in Louisville tonight. Clarence Armstrong is mic'd up. We'll hear from him throughout the broadcast.
He was on it last night. We have to give him his flowers for handling that situation. Willie Cauley-Stein appearing to get hurt, but maybe not being hurt. Actually, we probably can safely say he was not hurt. I've never seen anything like that in that game last night. That was a wild finish.
A crazy game between the Kentucky alumni team and Eberline Drive. Eberline Drive beat La Familia by 1 point to move on to the quarterfinal. They await the winner of this matchup between LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer.
I think you could make the argument that the basketball gods were involved with the ending of that game last night. You see the way that went down, and it was one for the ages in TBT.
Poetic justice, perhaps. Quad Greenwich picks up the foul for LA Ignite. Jacob Conway with the inbounds pass for Sideline Cancer in the game for the first time. Final minute, final seconds of the first quarter, and another sideline turnover.
And LA Ignite has bottled up Jermaine Morrow. Morrow was so effective against the Ville. They're into the basketball there. They're making him uncomfortable, and these turnovers have been quite the issue for Sideline Cancer.
10 seconds to go in the quarter. Stormo sets the pick for Greenwich, who's fouled. Nope, moving screen, beg your pardon.
That's one where Greenwich has got to wait. He's telling Stormo not to move, but he's got to wait for the ball screen to be set.
4 seconds to go in the quarter. Merrill has almost unlimited range, but he runs into the wingspan, Cameron Smith, and can't get a shot away. 18-13, LA Ignite, the 5-point lead over Sideline Cancer after the first. Could a 7 seed advance all the way to the quarterfinal of TBT? Stranger things have happened, but we got a long way to go inside Freedom Hall tonight.
Cole and Morrow. No, I already have Morrow. No, Keith.
You gotta draw something that doesn't require this to make the play. Something that's just misdirected after slips and it hits the leg.
Saturday night, it's baseball night in America, and it's showtime as Shohei Ohtani leads the Dodgers against the Red Sox, or the Guardians take on the Royals. Check local listings for the game in your area, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox. Alongside Robbie Hummel and Jen Hale, Chris Foster is with you. LA Ignite takes a 5-point lead into the second quarter of this third-round showdown against Sideline Cancer. LA Ignite with a really impressive round 1 win over the 2 seed in this region. They followed it up with a win against the 6 seed Team 901 by 4 points. They trailed for a long stretch in the middle portion of that game. Cameron Smith off the mark from deep. Now they play with a lead early in the second quarter.
That's the 5th Sideline Cancer turnover here. LA Ignite pretty efficient from the field, 7 of 14 in that first quarter. They're playing with a lot of confidence.
Smith 0 for 2 to start the quarter. Again, his first game in the tournament this year was not in the lineup for the first 2 outings for LA Ignite.
But Chrissy, even though Sideline Cancer is such a known commodity in this event, LA Ignite has not backed down. I mean, they have looked like a team that believes they belong here.
This is only LA Ignite's second time participating in the tournament, and Smith lays it in after a breakdown defensively.
Yeah, Austin Crowley, I think, thought a ball screen was coming. He just kind of opened up his gate and allowed that dribble drive. Cameron Smith, boy, he has had an impact. Didn't play the first 2, but he's been a factor tonight.
LA Ignite was 1 and done in TBT last year. That one came down off the backboard and Coffey put it in. You can play the ball off the rim per FIBA rules picked up by TBT.
Something that American players have to kind of reteach themselves because we're so used to just leaving the ball alone on the rim here. But if it's hanging up there, go up there, tip it in or dunk it.
No tip required on the jumper by Cameron Smith, the 24-year-old.
Screen call! Screen call!
Merrill around the screen by Coffey.
Good job by Terrence Smith of getting back and squaring up that ball. Morrow was trying to keep him on his back, and he just wouldn't let him.
Braxton Short from deep. Quad Gredic up the floor. Terrence Smith on the move for 2.
Boy, Chris Coffey's just got to see the basketball. He's getting back, but he doesn't see the ball. Then you throw it ahead to Terrence Smith. LA Ignite, opportunistic in that open floor.
Yes. Merrow to the cup.
That was where Dakari Tucker set a screen on his own man. He and Terrence Smith collide. Maybe that gets Morrow going.
His first field goal of the game, the 27-year-old, had a standout 4-year career at Hampton. Gredic around to Cameron Smith, deep tray off the front iron. Rebound tip to Jericho Helms. And Helms leaves his feet, finds Crowley. 3-pointer off, and Coffey bats it right back to Crowley.
Good, stay. Hands up.
Helms, the shot fake. And he's going to the free throw line, +1.
Austin Crowley makes that all happen just by cutting hard. The defense has to go with him. Now Jericho Helms is playing off of a closeout. It's one of the most advantageous situations you can have as an offensive player. But it all gets set up because Austin Crowley cut with a purpose.
That's the second foul on Cameron Smith, who's given LA Ignite 6 points off the bench. You get 6 personal fouls before disqualification.
Go get a cut on your eye. Go put a Band-Aid on. You got a Band-Aid?
Okay, so heard from Clarence Armstrong. Jericho Helms has a cut above his eye, so he goes to the Sideline Cancer bench. And you know, Robbie, we wouldn't have known that had we not had Clarence Armstrong mic'd up, one of the great parts of TBT.
Well, it made last night incredibly interesting, just because you could hear some of the processes the officials were going through and some of the conversations that were being had. It does bring a different dynamic into watching the sport.
We got one. You in there, White?
One shot. One shot.
Jordan Bell enters the game here for LA Ignite. He went off against Team 901. Hit all those threes, had 17 points. Think about how close that game was. He gave them a massive lift off the bench. We'll see if his ability to catch and shoot affects the game here.
Big fella number 31 swings it around to Dakari Tucker, who's also a very capable scorer. Terrence Smith guarded by Helms. Less than 10 to shoot. Bell stripped by Earlington. Carter keeps the play alive and sinks it.
One of those broken plays, but Terrell Carter comes up with it and somehow gets that one to go. He felt like he was fouled, but a broken play leads to a bucket.
Here's Alonzo Verge. Bit of a quiet start for Verge, a very capable scorer. The entry pass batted out by Terrence Smith in the lane. And he stays with Sideline Cancer.
Better late than never there for Terrence Smith. He was not where he needed to be, but last minute realizes it, knocks that ball away. That was going to be a layup. That help side on the weak side help defender.
Earlington bottoms out a three.
Smith has been efficient. He's not missed a shot. 3 for 3, and off that skip pass, he's locked and loaded, ready to let it go.
Wrapped up his college career with the Toros at the University of San Diego 2 years ago.
That's what Bell wants. He wants to pick and pop.
Was online, but off the back iron. Earlington left the ball behind for a moment. Now he backs down Gredic, a size mismatch. Falls off the right side of the rim. Caught by Crowley, blocked at the rim. Carter with the rejection. Terrence Smith, 4-3.
That's a big 5-point swing right there. You think you've got an easy layup, and Carter just erases it. Then Terrence Smith, in and out, size you up and drill it.
You know, it's been a different guy or guys every game for LA Ignite. Here's Dakari Tucker. Carter puts it in +1.
That's two 50-50 plays where you get Terrell Carter, this time on the offensive glass. There's no block out. He's just running the floor, playing hard. Ball finds him. If you're going to foul him, you got to foul him harder than that. Chris Coffey leaves his feet. It's got to be a play for Coffey where you're not letting him get that ball to the rim.
Crowley the foul. Carter, in his college career, played at 291 pounds. Still a bruising frame in there, but much slimmer as a pro. Coffey tries to clean up the Verge miss.
Alonzo Verge taking on 3 LA Ignite defenders there.
Here's Carter, the kick out, tipped. Good ball movement by LA Ignite, and Alkins buries the 3.
With a possession like that, the ball deserves to go in. Run the floor for Carter, you swing it around the perimeter. That's just good offense from LA Ignite.
A 9-0 run for LA Ignite. Merrow in the corner. That snaps that run.
I thought Raleigh Alkins could have stolen that pass. He kind of got lost. Ends up being an open shot. Break for Sideline Cancer, and Morrow gets an open one.
Still a 9-point lead for LA Ignite. Took a loss in the opening round of TBT last year, retooled their roster. And are off to a great start in their third round matchup against Sideline Cancer in round 3 of 2025.
LA Ignite right now, uber efficient from the field. They're shooting 54%. It's because of shots like this. That ball is popping around. Raleigh Alkins, the beneficiary, rising up and drilling it.
But if you feel like you're beat, you may actually use that foul to send him to the line. Eric Washington for the win! Yes! Heartfire moving on to Wichita! bonus, but if you feel like you're beat, you may actually use that foul to send him to the line.
Eric Washington for the win! Yes! Heartfire moving on to Wichita!
Well, a dramatic finish earlier this evening in Kansas City. Heartfire is moving on to the quarterfinal, and as you look at the list of past TBT champions brought to you by AARP, join AARP and get instant access to member benefits. You'll see Heartfire won the ship in 2023. We want to shout out our colleague in the college basketball on Fox family, LaFonso Ellis, the head coach of Heartfire. They're working on a deep run again here in 2025. And Carmen's crew, the Ohio State alumni team, who won last year and in 2019, they lost last night. They're eliminated, and so it is not going to be a repeat champion in 2025.
This is what Fonz does. He wins games in the TBT. He is a beast at coaching this thing.
Heartfire has been real juggernaut in TBT the last handful of years, of course, culminating in the 2023 championship. Terrell Carter with a little Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway.
And with Coffee guarding him, I don't know why he went to that. He can back him down. He's done it in this game. Take your time, use your size.
Morrow with a scoop that was blocked. And Terrence Smith up the floor. Blocked by Marcellus Earlington. It stays on this end.
I'd like to see LA Ignite go back to Terrell Carter, but he's got to not settle. He's got to use his size and his mass. Coffee is a strong guy, but he's not going to be able to compete with what Carter's bringing.
Cameron Smith back in the game with 2 fouls. Raleigh Alkins has the ball now. Guarded by Crowley. A paint touch, a floater, no bucket. Coffee the rebound.
Run the action!
Verge looking for his first field goal of the game. Second quarter has flown by here. Merrill for 3. Strong. Rebound tipped and picked up by Greenwich.
Well, LA Ignite fortunate there because Morrow came off that pin down really uncontested.
Terrence Smith offline. Another rebound for Coffee. Verge with some floor space, slings it to Merrill.
A good close out there by LA Ignite, having an awareness that Mark Merrow in transition, he was hunting those types of shots. Their win against the Ville.
Verge hunts that shot.
They're going to need him to get it going here. Verge has so much talent. A tough first quarter for him, but maybe seeing one go through the hoop jumpstarts his game here.
Verge most recently played overseas in the second league in Turkey. Had a triple-double overseas in Turkey this year. 24 points, 12 rebounds, and 18 assists. So he's a guy that can get it going in any country.
And for LA Ignite, Cameron Smith has not been bashful after not playing the first 2 games. He's gotten 8 shots here in the first half. He's looking for his offense. Started out hot, he's cooled off.
Here's Coffee, number 3 in white. He's a Louisville native. And he hits the layup.
Terrell Carter is going to pressure Coffee. That's really advantage Chris Coffee. He just drives him, goes right around him. Help defense late coming over, and Coffee taking the big fella out on the perimeter.
Timeout on the floor. Sideline Cancer with the burst, and they've cut the lead to 5.
I love the defense. I love the energy. We're going to make mistake. We stay in it. On offense, don't rush things. When the big guy is in, we're going to him. Pass the ball inside, high, low. If nothing, I love the defense. I love the energy. We're going to make mistake. We stay in it. On offense, don't rush things. When the big guy is in, we're going to him. Pass the ball inside, high, low. If nothing, 4. Yeah. dribble. Rowley, you can cut, we can pass you the ball. Our defense, we have to keep that intensity. We have to talk. Sometimes we started being a little bit stagnant. We're not going too far. We have to contest every shot.
That's In the Huddle, powered by Puma. They call him Coach V. Viken Eskajan, the LA Ignite head coach. Had a decorated overseas career in Lebanon, his home country. That shot went out of bounds without drawing rim, and Sideline Cancer adamant it's their ball, and they are correct.
Let's go, come on, Diab, let's get a stop here.
Didn't like that possession either. It was very stagnant, not moving the basketball, just staying in the hands of Gredic, and you get a shot like that, a contested sky hook. That's not what you're looking for.
Sideline making a move here. Alonzo Verge in his bag on Terrence Smith.
You can get that shot whenever you want it. I don't love that possession either.
Shot clock turned off. Terrence Smith.
How about the footwork right there? Defense closing in. He goes to the spin cycle, and Terrence Smith keeping his wits about him. Boy, who wants to hold for the last shot? You're going to take it. You better make it.
Barrow's got 10. Terrence Smith at the horn off the backboard. So some fireworks down the stretch, but Sideline Cancer has cut the LA Ignite to 4 at halftime, 37-33. LA Ignite over halfway through the second quarter, led by 12. So a good run for Sideline Cancer to make this a very compelling ball game here at the break. Let's go down to Jen Hale.
What a first half, guys. Coach, you've been opportunistic, but also efficient, shooting right around 50% most of the game. What's been the key to that efficiency?
The shot selection has to be, we worked on that, so the timing of the pass and the timing of the shot must be sync with what we're trying to run on offense. So that's a crucial. We don't want a rush shot. We took a couple of rush shots. That's why we gave them a couple of points back. So they cut the lead by our rushing a little bit because we got too excited. The shots going in. But it's part of the game. We'll adjust and come back to it.
They're a veteran team that knows how to work this Elam Ending. What are your words of wisdom for your squad in the locker room at half?
So for now we have to focus on what we're doing. Keep that defensive intensity high and try to find better option. Bring the ball inside more. We need to use our bigs a little bit more. And keep competing till Elam, and then we'll see what will happen. And we'll throw everything at the end, and hopefully we come back with a W.
Sounds like quite the show. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Jen, thank you very much. Yes, no one knows what's in store when the Elam Ending rolls around. An entertaining first half between LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer. $1 million at stake. These guys want it, but only one team is moving on to the quarterfinals.
Picked up by Azor off the bounce. Too long. Rebound tapped out. It's going to be D3 with it. Peak on the bounce. Laying good by David Murray. And we are, D3 is headed to Wichita. Picked up by Azor off the bounce. Too long. Rebound tapped out. It's going to be D3 with it. Peak on the bounce. Laying good by David Murray. And we are, D3 is headed to Wichita.
Bob Rathbun on the call in Syracuse as We Are D3 wins the Syracuse Regional to advance to the quarterfinal against, look at that, a 7 seed, Fail Harder. We've got a 7 seed in our regional final here in Louisville, and if LA Ignite wins and they're up at halftime, it would be the first time in TBT history that 2 7 seeds have advanced to the quarterfinal. Some heavyweights in the quarterfinal field as well. We talked about Heartfire in the first half. Aftershocks, the Wichita State alumni team, will meet in Wichita. And then also in Charleston, West Virginia on Monday, Shell Shock, a Maryland alumni team, takes on Best Virginia, a West Virginia alumni team. So a great blend of Cinderella teams, new TBT programs, and some old reliables and standbys, as we have the quarterfinal schedule just about penciled in for Sunday and Monday of next week. We've had some great games already. We've got some great games to come, including a wonderful finish to our final regional final of TBT 2025. Who wins Louisville? LA Ignite or Sideline Cancer? Welcome back inside Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky. We are just about ready for the start of the second half between LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer. 7 versus 4 with the right to move on to the TBT quarterfinal and keep a $1 million dream alive. Great to be with you. We are ready to roll. Start of the second half. Robbie Hummel, Chris Fosters, and Jen Hale. This game was not as close as it looked up until late in the second quarter. What do you think turned it around for Sideline Cancer?
Well, they stopped turning the basketball over. You know, they had 5 turnovers early in that second quarter, and they ended the half with 5 turnovers. They've got to feel pretty good about only being down 4 points, because for most of that game, for most of that first half, they really didn't play all that well.
But we still have a half to go, and Sideline Cancer will try and pick up that momentum in the third quarter. LA Ignite was shooting over 50% from the floor for much of the first half. That number decreased pretty quickly late in the second quarter, so the Ignite got a little cool.
Well, and something to watch for LA Ignite. They've pretty much had different guys going every night out. Tonight it's been Terrell Carter with 9, Terrence Smith with 9, also with 14 points in the paint advantage for Ignite.
So Sideline Cancer cuts down on the turnovers, improves their defense, and there you see it reflected in the halftime stats, brought to you by Purple. Purple, less pain, better sleep. Balanced scoring for LA Ignite. We'll see if the Cinderella run for the 7th seed continues, or will a TBT charter program, Sideline Cancer, move on to the quarterfinal.
You can. Okay, I've got a great Sideline Cancer report. They're putting Morrow in the starting lineup for this half, switching up to starting 5.
TBT, the basketball tournament, is powered by Puma and AARP. Join AARP and get instant access to member benefits. Nighttime in Louisville, we are ready for the start of the third quarter between LA Ignite and Sideline Cancer. Jen Hale, you've got an update on Sideline Cancer's lineup for the second half.
Indeed, Chris. Got a chance to visit with Charlie Parker. They're going to mix it up a little. Take a look. Jermaine Morrow, we talked about him at the top of the game. He is now with the starting five to begin this second half. Sideline Cancer hoping for a spark there. When they're on defense, guys, look for them to switch more effectively.
That's a great update, Jen. Thank you very much. And Sideline Cancer would love as many points from Merrill as possible, and also Alonzo Verge, who gets on the board here in the third.
How about for Morrow now? 8 of his last 10 from 3 after going 6 of 7 2 days ago. So he has really felt it. They're going to need all the offense they can get. It's a good answer, though. You're going to have to know where Dakari Tucker is, because the way he shoots it, you cannot let a guy like that get his head up.
Tucker has 3 made three-pointers in all 3 games of TBT now, so 9 total. Crowley stops, pops, it's short. Verge saves the possession. Here's Merrill for 3. Yes!
But the feel there by Coffey was so good. He felt Morrow behind him. Could have taken a contested one in the lane, but instead sprays it back for the open 3.
Lead just 2 for LA Ignite. Merrill's got 13 double figures in all 3 games of the tournament this year. Jarrell Carter working on Earlington. Good spin move, but he's stripped.
I like him going to the rim, but now numbers for Sideline Cancer.
It's Verge for 2.
They wanted an and 1. That crossover, Verge going full speed was absolutely nasty right there. So dangerous in the open floor.
It was like he glitched in a video game or something like that. It was so fast. Into the corner for Dakari Tucker, and the marksman has a dozen.
That's just a couple times, though, where Sideline Cancer has lost track of Dakari Tucker. You've got to know the scouting report. He wants to catch and shoot.
Coffey is fouled. Got a smile on his face. Coffey, a Sideline Cancer veteran, going to the line.
Much like the start of the game, tempo up and down. Both of these teams not afraid to get out and run.
Yes.
So they gave
2 shots
Sideline
for the
Cancer a
technical error.
technical foul on the bench. Joshua Cohen got a technical foul from the sideline.
No, I think it was Terrell Carter. LA Ignite got the tech.
Yes, okay.
1.
And that's why Sideline Cancer was shooting the foul shot there.
Line him up.
Okay,
line him
so
up.
Merrill hits
2 free throws.
a couple free throws, and
It's personal.
now it's Coffey's turn.
College
He
rules.
was fouled
College rules.
originally.
It's 2 shots. Well, you can ask him. I thought it was college rules. Hold on, is it college rules? Okay, take a point off the board then. You get to shoot 2 shots. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that? Hey, we got 2 shots, relax, 2 shots. Hey, we got 1 more
So
shot.
Coffey hits the free throw.
You got the tech?
It should have just been 1 free throw
Yes,
for
and
the
they-
technical foul.
I believe they wiped off the second foul shot that was made.
To answer Clarence Armstrong's question,
Yeah,
it is college
21.
rules in this aspect of it.
He waited till we shot both and then changed it.
Coffey hits his 2 free throws, and we are tied. That is the correct score, 43-43. Sekou Silla lays it home.
That long wingspan of Silla. He didn't play a ton in the first half, but when he was out there, he was active, driving the ball and using that length at the rim.
Crowley a little strong. Coffee, what a rebound.
He came flying in from out of nowhere.
Fight.
Earlington. Rebound, won by Silla. Here's Tucker.
You don't get up on him, he's going to let it go. Crowley kind of sagging off.
Alkin spins on Verge.
Foul!
Silla loses it.
Stop the ball. Stop
Awkward
the ball.
possession for LA Ignite. In the lane. Earlington looking for it. Double teamed. Blocked by Carter, but a foul.
Relax. 55. 55. What you
They
got?
get Redditch.
55 got him on the reset. I know you got it. 55 on the reset. You all right?
Having to keep getting switched on early.
Okay, we good. No, I don't give out touch.
Earlington at the line is shoot 2.
Coffee. Hey, Zoe, what we got? Single with.
2 free throws for Earlington.
We shot right. Bring it far to the side.
Played in the second league in Italy
Single with Mark.
last overseas season.
He was productive against the Ville. 13.7 rebounds, an efficient 6 of 10 from the field. Can handle the ball at his size. I said the first night we saw him, he reminds me of Jay-Shot Tate from Ohio State. That big body, a little wheel and deal.
8 points for Earlington, who's 6'7", 230. He was a really good high school football player.
I believe that.
Probably guessed the position too, tight end and D end. Got a foul here on Alonzo Verge.
He was grabbing the jersey there. Dakari Tucker was going through those elevator doors, and Verge was behind.
Got a mismatch. Cut.
Well, they had Dakari Tucker there on that cut to the rim.
Alkins cut off. Carter is fouled going up.
I like that Alkins played off 2 feet. That gave him the ability to find Terrell
We
Carter.
got 2 shots. 2 shots. White number 4.
Fouls number 4, Merrill. That's his second team foul.
Got the whole side. There's the jump stop, and
Carter at the line.
Terrell
is
Carter,
shoot 2.
just because of how small Sideline Cancer is out there with Chris Coffey at the 5, Carter is going to have the mismatch.
Coffey is 6'8".
Hey, wipe the ball off for the man. He all right.
No one wants to shoot a sweaty basketball, right? It's got to be the worst.
It's slippery is what it is. Dry that thing off. Try to get some grip on there.
In court Ignite.
What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Carter into double figures. Played overseas in Bosnia last year. Misses the second free throw, and Sideline Cancer with the rebound. Chance to tie or take the lead here for Sideline Cancer. Verge using some separation, but he couldn't get the roll.
White 10.
That's a couple times, though, where I've just felt like for Alonzo Verge, if you're not getting by your man to the rim, you can get a shot like that at any time in the shot clock. I'd like to just see him be a little bit more patient. Keep looking to probe, because he can get downhill. But he's settled a couple times when he's been stopped from getting to the rim.
His teammate Marcellus Earlington picked up his second personal. Cameron Smith around Verge into the lane, and he is fouled by Crowley.
If he's in the game, he is getting him up. He is not bashful about getting these FGAs.
His second 14th foul.
And in all likelihood, not on the scouting report for Sideline Cancer because there was no TBT game film on him.
Only in the second year out of Cal State Bakersfield.
Good, Big Carter.
Whatever you
He
want.
recently signed with the Detroit Amp of big three. That program is coached by Hall of Famer George the Iceman Gervin. Here's Erlington, throws it up to Coffee.
And I like what Sideline Cancer did right there. Initial drive by Verge, get a redrive right there by Erlington, and just putting that pressure on the defense leads to an offensive rebound putback.
Wow. A tumble dry shot for Takari Tucker.
Really quiet here in this second half. Now has 14, but a number of those came in the first half.
Turned over. This plagued Sideline Cancer in the first half. Cameron Smith.
Which honestly should have been an and one because Morrow was trying to foul him. Those turnovers for touchdowns, though, they've been a problem for Sideline Cancer.
Marrow down the lane line for Coffee. Stripped by Gredich.
These turnovers have come in waves. When Sideline Cancer's turned it over, they've come in bunches.
Takari Tucker, it's like shooting a free throw.
It does look so easy. The way he shoots it from three, such a smooth release. These turnovers killing Sideline Cancer.
It's led to a 7-0 burst for LA Ignite. Reignited here in the third quarter. Verge dribbles it away, but Crowley picks it up. Less than 10 to shoot. Coffee.
Gredich is everywhere. He is flying around.
He forces a jump ball. Possession arrow, LA Ignite. Steals leading to points for LA Ignite.
Well, it's been a story all game long. Gredich has been a menace on the defensive end of the floor. LA Ignite has made 7 threes now. Can't let this man catch and shoot. Takari Tucker starting to heat it up. Your turnovers. Cool. I like it. The LA Ignite defense holding Sideline Cancer to just 37% from the field in this game, but the real damage has been done with the 8 forced turnovers that they've had in this ball game. That's led to 12 points. When Sideline Cancer has turned it over, it's come in bunches. They've just had times where they cannot take care of the basketball. But Chris, this is something LA Ignite has done all TBT long. They've forced turnovers, and off those turnovers, they've been opportunistic to get out and run.
49 points off turnovers through their first 2 games in TBT. And that leads to a lot of transition buckets, a lot of high percentage buckets. And LA Ignite has shot 50% or higher now in all 3 of their TBT games as well. Cameron Smith is adding to that.
We've seen it a couple times where Sideline Cancer, because of their size on the floor, that they're switching 4 and sometimes even 5 ways. You've got to switch up and take away that jump shot.
Keith Braxton doesn't pull the trigger.
Good close out there by Cameron Smith. He just took him totally out of rhythm.
Braxton slips through. Bucket and a foul for Braxton.
That's a big basket right there. Sideline Cancer certainly on the ropes, and another one of those possessions where it's kind of helter-skelter out here. Braxton off that dribble drive, gets some contact, and now opportunity for 3.
And the foul is on Tucker of LA Ignite. Braxton's first points of the night. He had a great career at St. Francis. Honorable mention All-American campaign. He was the conference player of the year as a junior. Misses the free throw, however. And the lead is 9 for LA Ignite late in the third. Ten to shoot for Quad Gredic. Smith off the rim, rebound pulled in by Erlington, and Merrill pushes the tempo. Merrill kick out to Helms.
Extra!
Pretty good transition defense there by LA Ignite. And push by Morrow, it's tough to deal with, but they recovered well.
Braxton short on a tough look. Gredic through the hands of Silla. He took his eye off the ball. Sideline Cancer with possession.
Point!
Merrill, Helms, Russo, Erlington, and Braxton on the floor for Sideline Cancer. Trying to advance to the quarterfinal of TBT for the first time since 2021.
Get rid of it!
Helms, a drive and kick. Russo takes advantage of Carter's misstep, gathers his own miss. It's out of bounds. Shot clock did not reset.
By three.
Cameron Smith came over and
No
gave some
rims.
resistance. Cullen Russo, not a guy that handles the ball a ton from the perimeter, but that was going to be a layup, and Smith came over and gets a contest.
He airballed the layup. Yeah.
The 5 to shoot, and Merrow is fouled by Gredic.
55.
Good cut by Morrow there. Gredic is beat. Really had to foul him, otherwise that was potentially going to be a layup right there.
3 fouls on Gredic. Braxton into Russo. Merrill hooks a pass right into the hands of Terrell Carter. Another turnover.
Easy.
Gredic settles things down.
Wise decision there by Silla. Didn't have numbers, but then you get that re-penetration there. Dakari Tucker is coming right back at you.
He's had a big third quarter, 13 points in the third for Dakari Tucker, and 19 for the game. Big answer for Sideline Cancer and Jericho Helms, who has 5.
He's got the size. He's going to be guarded by Cameron Smith. He can use that size and physicality that he's got to be successful at the rim.
Final 30 seconds of the third. LA Ignite led by 4 at the break. They've pushed it to 9. Tucker, a rare miss from deep. Rebound Silla.
Silla is a rebounding machine for a guard.
Too strong off glass. Silla's got 2 double-doubles in TBT coming into this game.
He could have held that for the last shot there of the quarter.
Merrow will instead. Merrow running out of time, couldn't get a shot away. And it's 59-50 LA Ignite with 1 quarter remaining and a berth in the TBT quarterfinal on the line. Only 9 teams left. We'll be down to 8 after a 4th quarter and the always exciting Elam Ending. Sunday on Fox with an historic three-peat on the line. Can Alex Palou become the fastest ever to lock up an Indy Series championship? Or will the pack hold him off at Laguna Seca? It all starts Sunday at 3 Eastern, and it's only on Fox. Let's take a look at the TBT quarterfinal bracket. You know, we've been showing the big bracket in the early rounds, and now we're getting down to the final 8. Winner of our game right at the bottom, the Louisville region winner, takes on Everline Drive on Monday in Charleston, West Virginia, on the back end of that doubleheader between Shell Shock and West Virginia. We Are D3 Fail Harder. Aftershocks and Heartfire will play in the quarterfinal in Wichita. Sideline Cancer down 9 as we start the fourth quarter. Chris Foster's, Robbie Hummel, and Jen Hale with you from inside historic Freedom Hall on the Kentucky Expo Center grounds. Cullen Russo, guarded by Carter, up with the right hand, he puts it home.
And I like that they went to flex there. A basic offense that you see middle school and high school teams run, but just to get the ball moving from side to side. Then you play pick and roll, throw it inside, and Cullen Russo delivers.
Lead 7 now. Cameron Smith has made an impact in his TBT debut with LA Ignite. Bullet pass into Carter.
Boy, that quick look there from Cameron Smith. The defense just doesn't have time to react to those quick passes. Throw it ahead and get it inside.
He dimes up Carter, and here's Russo with an open lane. He's stripped and fouled.
Austin, hey, if you're there.
LA Ignite, Dakari Tucker has been constant, but just looking at how many other guys have provided throughout these 3 games now from a scoring perspective, they've really had different guys contribute every single night.
That's a sign of strength, right?
It's a sign of a good team. But I think that maybe a team like LA Ignite doesn't get the credit from a talent standpoint, because outside of Dakari Tucker, who plays in Israel, and Raleigh Alkins, who plays in the same Israeli league, they've got a lot of guys that are just a part of this LA Ignite professional organization.
Playing in the TBL, and even the guys who don't play in the TBL, just about everybody on this roster has ties to Southern California. Kredich has been running the point. Here's Carter with less than 10 on the shot clock. Silla, the lefty, a little long. Tip to Bird.
I would have liked Terrell Carter just go up and finish that at the rim.
Alley-oop, Helms, catch, shot, too strong off glass. Russo is blocked and fouled.
Cullen Russo certainly having an impactful start to his fourth quarter. Didn't do a ton the first 3, but as we get close to winning time, the big fella is starting to do some very positive things on offense.
Russo was scoreless until the fourth quarter.
He's been involved. They've posted him up. They've put him in pick and roll. He's gotten on the offensive glass. Russo finding different ways to impact the game. This has been a problem for him, though. We saw it on night 1 for Sideline Cancer. He went 1 for 4 from the foul line. Only shot 56% from the free throw line in Mexico this last year.
1 for 2 there, given 5 for the quarter and the game.
The baffling thing, though, Chris, being he shot 37% from 3. He shoot it so well from the three-point line, and the free throw line, a different story.
Reverse split. Tucker kind of botched the finish on the finger roll, but took a hard fall and foul.
You can't get turned down the ball screen. You've got to send Dakari Tucker to the help. He turns this thing down, and now good luck. Jericho Helms tries to jump it. Austin Crowley felt like he went pretty straight up, and that Tucker had established a lot of that, or initiated a lot of that contact.
It's Crowley's 3rd foul.
Sideline Cancer is just hanging around. They have not played their best game by any means. We saw them play 3 great quarters against the Bill and struggle mightily in that fourth quarter.
The free throw by Dakari Tucker gives him 20 points in all 3 games at TBT this year for LA Ignite. I think Sideline Cancer played maybe the best half you and I have seen between two regionals in TBT this year. They put 47 points up on the Ville, the Louisville alumni team. The host team completely took the crowd out of the equation.
Well, they were lucky they had built up such a lead because they struggled on offense in the fourth quarter. That's a dime from Alonzo Burge.
And Russo was ready and waiting, so Russo's fourth quarter continues. He's got 7 points.
Who's here? Hey, Austin! Austin!
Tucker brings the ball up for LA Ignite with 21. Silla, foul.
I love that for Silla right there. With his length and athleticism as a cutter, he's getting a running head start on that drive. They're flashing Terrell Carter. They're trying to post up Cameron Smith. That's not there, but it's not like Silla's catching that at the three-point line. He's already running in and getting downhill.
Number 3 on Earlington. Silla puts the first free throw in. Silla played overseas
in here, guys.
in Macedonia. Had a 46-point game in Macedonia. Robbie mentioned his rebounding acumen, a guy that can fill multiple roles for a team. Russo kicks it out. Crowley drains a three. How many balls has Cullen Russo got in this offense? They put him in that roll spot there. The help is over. He sprays it to Crowley, but Russo makes that happen. LA Ignite by 5. Over 2 minutes to go until we reach the Elam Ending. Smith, a post up, and he's going to the line.
They're looking to utilize Cameron Smith's size at 6'7". Not a lot of space out there because you've got Carter really at the foul line. You're posting Cam Smith. Silla's trying to post, but Cam Smith able to roll downhill and on Verge use that size.
Number 2 on Verge.
Let's go, you got this, come on.
Cameron Smith 1 for 2 at the line, but Silla somehow had it, and then a jump ball is called. Possession arrow.
That's what he does. I thought Silla maybe with the way that ball hung on the rim. Now in TBT, you can't play it off the rim on the foul shots.
Yes.
If this was Europe, you would go up and try to tip slam that home.
Possession arrow points to sideline, LA Ignite. Here's Tucker. Having an all TBT type of run for LA Ignite. Smith lost it. 7 to shoot. Smith underneath it, fell off the palm of his hand.
He had gotten to where that was going to be a layup. He just lost it going up. Give Cameron Smith a lot of credit. That was going nowhere, and somehow he got to the rim.
3.7 seconds on the shot clock. Kredic has to let it fly. Rebound, Verge. Verge throws it to Coffey, who lays it in.
Verge is going well. He can make plays with the best of them, and he has been that here in the fourth quarter.
Not sure how he saw or sensed Coffey on the cut.
The playmaking and the vision that he's got, along with the burst, it's a unique combination.
Tucker drops it off to Silla, and it's sideline cancer ball.
Silla just kind of took his eyes off the basketball there. It's a good drive from Tucker. Let's take a look at that Verge play again. I mean, he's getting to the rim, shot fake, and it's the vision to see that pass to Chris Coffey. High-level stuff. The momentum, Chris, here feels like it's tilting back to sideline cancer.
You know, and again, you can be down going into the Elam Ending, but if you have a kind of a runway, if you race into the Elam Ending with some momentum, sometimes it doesn't always matter who's in front. It's like who's got the momentum at that time.
Thumbs up. Get in, Morrow.
Alkins picks up Verge.
Another one.
Alkins falls. Tries to rip the ball away from Verge. It was Verge who wiped out. Thought he might have rolled his ankle awkwardly there, but he appears to be okay. Sideline cancer obviously trying to avoid a traveling violation.
Okay. I want him to jump ball. Okay. You got jump ball before?
And call a timeout.
Jump ball. Jump ball.
Yeah, jump ball is the right call there.
Sideline. Right ball. Right ball on the baseline.
Sideline cancer ball because of the possession arrow.
The arrow in the building is actually.
It did not switch after the last
8 seconds.
jump ball.
No, same guy had it.
Clear up the wet spot.
Same guy had it the whole time.
It's just alerted Clarence Armstrong.
Hey! Ball got was way here in the lane, so it goes to the base. We good? Coffee. 2. Huh? Man, don't get that man that time. That's a jump ball. I got you. Coffee. Hand off to you.
8 to shoot for Sideline cancer, down 4.
That's 1.
5 for Verge. How'd he get that to drop?
I mean, Dakari Tucker couldn't have played that any better. It's just better offense from Alonzo Verge.
Verge with the verve. And Crowley bats it out of the lane. Sideline cancer, ball down 2. Merrill in the lane. Earlington, Coffee open weak side. Earlington blocked. Coffee fighting down low. It stays with Sideline cancer.
What a sequence. Crowley makes a heck of a play as the weak side help defender to tip that basketball away. And LA Ignite, they've done it often here tonight where their transition defense has just found a way to survive.
Yeah, you said that a couple of times. Getting back in the nick of time. Merrill blocked.
What a block.
Alkins off a trampoline.
Morrow blew by Terrell Carter, but Raleigh Alkins right where he needs to be coming over.
Sideline cancer trying to take the lead going into the Elam Ending. We are almost under 4 minutes.
Thumbs up.
Verge has it poked free from behind by Cameron Smith, but that's a foul.
He's shooting first.
Fouls on number 24, Tucker. That's his second, 13th foul. Time is out on the floor.
So there's a timeout on the floor with the clock under 4 minutes to go. We cross over to the Elam Ending.
On the floor.
Target score is 74. We will play to 74 to determine who moves on to the quarterfinal. We'll explain the Elam Ending when we come back. And keep their $1 million dream alive. Tucker. Bottoms. Dakari Tucker sends LA Ignite into the 3rd round of TBT. In the lane, turned over. and keep their $1 million dream alive. Tucker. Bottoms. Dakari Tucker sends LA Ignite into the third round of TBT. In the lane, turned over. Merrill for the win. Sideline Cancer sends the Bill home. The Elam Ending shots for both these teams to advance to round 3. They need another one to get to the quarterfinal. We've reached the first stoppage under 4 minutes to go in the game. The game clock stops. The target score is set equal to the leading team score +8. You hit the target score first, you win and keep your $1 million hopes alive. Verge with a tough look in the lane. LA Ignite the lead in the basketball.
Dakari Tucker has been able to make life tough on Verge. He made the last one, but that contest pure, and now that's what Tucker does. He's going to come off that ball screen. He is looking to let it fly from 3.
Massive shot for Dakari Tucker. He has 24, and LA Ignite is just 5 points away. Another turnover pass for Sideline Cancer.
Goodness.
Raleigh Alkins short.
How did Tucker come up with that?
Let's go.
When I saw the initial pass, I thought that was
chance.
crazy.
Yeah.
Cameron Smith, what was
then
he
he
doing?
secured it behind the back. That was an insane play by Tucker.
Verge. Sideline Cancer needed that. Verge has a dozen.
Raleigh Alkins just never was able to square him up. Verge got that angle.
Red.
They're going to have to get some stops here.
Now Sideline Cancer just needs 8 to win. The upstart LA Ignite versus the TBT Blue Blood. Sideline Cancer. Tucker stripped. Crowley the other way. Crowley to the 10.
I like Sideline Cancer being up on Dakari Tucker. We've seen him have some issues with pressure. He wants to come off and pull. Good adjustment there by Sideline Cancer.
LA Ignite has never trailed in this game. They lead by 1 here. They need 5 to win. Tucker has been unstoppable in TBT. Carter. 3 on the shot clock. Rebound, Sideline Cancer. They can take the lead for the first time in the game. It's blocked behind the backboard by Carter.
Good job by the big fella getting back and running with Alonzo Verge there.
Rushing on offense, we don't know what we're doing on offense, so we're not getting back.
Well, they called a foul there. And so Alonzo Verge is going to have free throws.
I thought Terrell Carter blocked that cleanly.
So did I.
Box out.
Verge hits the first. I think his left hand comes off the ball right before he shoots it. It's almost a it's almost a one-handed.
Interesting release. Yeah, just kind of like rolls up there. Effective for him, I suppose.
And effective to give Sideline Cancer its first lead of the night.
Wow. Morrow, nobody called out the screen. Chris Coffey, he's got to be up to let him know. Get your point guard killed.
Anyone's game. Greenwich. Off the rim, Coffey's got it.
I don't love that shot. They're giving Greenwich those shots from 3.
Verge for 3. Brick.
Same thing on the other side. Don't love that shot either. Alonzo Verge, that's a settle.
The rebound gives Terrell Carter a double-double for LA Ignite. Cameron Smith for Carter. Guarded by Coffey.
He's got space down there. He can move him.
Carter puts it home.
Yeah, Coffey has no answer, and they're not going to call that at this point in the game.
Should do it every time.
They totally should go in there. Give him space and let him work.
Target score 74. We are closing in. Verge around Carter. Coffee, Erlington, 5 to shoot. Air ball.
Spacing just was not good there for Sideline Cancer. You had the mismatch. Verge was being guarded by Carter, but so many bodies over there in that space, and there's nowhere to go for Erlington.
Timeout, LA Ignite. They need 3 to win. They could literally win this game on the next bucket. We're back in 30 seconds.
Can we play the 2 down? Can we play the 2 down? But take your time. Don't rush it. On the 2 down, you guys go to the rebound, okay? Okay? Now take it.
Listen, 2 down, don't get the shot. Give it to 5.
Welcome back inside Freedom Hall. You're looking at the LA Ignite huddle, and head coach Viken Eskajan addressing his team.
If they score 3s, it's not. Still, we have time, though. We don't want to rush. We don't want to rush.
You want to switch it?
No, we can switch it, but that's not the point now.
So no 3s.
I don't want you to go too much high, and that guy is like, we have to stop him. We don't want to. We want to keep him here. We can get the rebound. We need to secure that. Okay? No stupid fouls.
So when we set the ball screen with 12, what do you want to do? Y'all tell me what y'all comfortable with. You want me to hard head so we can get the ball out? Yeah. Or do you want me to switch?
Dino is on the front. If he's applying that pressure, just be close
What
to
you
your
want?
man.
What you want? Okay.
I don't want you to go too high.
Get over it. Hey, yo, we know we don't need it.
He's not going to
Get the
pass,
best shot. Best shot. Ignite on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
Hey, we're going to start off with 2 right here.
Run it properly, please.
Best shot. Best shot.
So, Robbie, LA Ignite doesn't need a 3 here. I mean, they need a 3 to win,
some
obviously.
teams, when they've needed a 3 to win, have totally lost their mind on offense and just hunted 3s. A 2 opens up every type of basket to win the game for you. So you got to take what the defense is giving you, and if it's a 2, so be it. That's fine. Especially with Sideline Cancer, they can't win the game on a 1-possession shot.
And they have a size advantage in the post with Terrell Carter guarded by Chris Coffey of Sideline Cancer.
Really like going inside to him. Doesn't look like Ignite knows what the play is. Oh my goodness, that is a disaster.
Alonzo Verge, a steal and score.
That's where execution of the timeout is essential. LA Ignite just didn't know what they were running, and they're still talking about it as they make their way back to the huddle. A lot of standing around, a lot of confusion. That's a long pass. Alonzo Verge with that quickness shoots right through the passing lane. What a massive play, because now Sideline Cancer, they can win it in a 1-possession basket.
Verge is pumped. Robbie, he's got 6 of Sideline Cancer's 8 points in the Elam Ending. You were saying he's got to get it going, and at the biggest moment of the game, he's come alive.
Well, 4th quarter, he came to play. Those first 3, it certainly was not his best, but up to 16 points. He's done a better job taking care of the basketball, still has sometimes settled. If you look at his overall body of work here in the 4th quarter, you have to like what Alonzo Verge has done.
He's got 2 career Elam Ending buckets. 1 in round 1 last year, and as a matter of fact, in round 1 this year as well.
Now does it change LA Ignite's thinking? Even though I still think a 2 is good in this situation, but you have to trust that your defense can get a stop. Do they go for the 3 in the win?
Next bucket could win the game for either team. LA Ignite needs a 3. 7 to shoot.
We gotta go here.
Greenwich with 3. A brick, and Erlington the rebound. A chance to win it for Sideline.
Don't like the shot there for Greenwich. It's not one of his strengths.
Verge too strong. Coffey puts it home.
game, Chris. It's all about execution. LA Ignite did not execute in their half-court offense. Sideline Cancer did, and that's why they're moving on.
A cool moment for Chris Coffey. The winning bucket, the Elam Ending tip slam from Louisville, went to high school at Seneca High. Sideline Cancer says he understands the I can attitude of this program. And even though Sideline Cancer has been in TBT every year, this is a feel-good story to get Sideline Cancer in the quarterfinal for the first time since 2021.
Hard to believe that they haven't been there since 2021, just because they've had so much success. They always have a good roster. They're always well coached. What a moment there for Chris Coffey back in his hometown. A heck of a play to go and get that thing on the tip slam to win.
And he gets Sideline Cancer's name card. The Louisville Region champions, Sideline Cancer, going to the quarterfinal. And it sets up a great quarterfinal, Robbie, against Eberline Drive. The two teams left who have been in the field for every single TBT. Here's the game winner one more time.
Well, it wasn't a turnover, but a missed shot like that off a bad possession. The floor spacing defensively just not there. Verge puts so much pressure on that defense. He gets all the way to the rim. He takes three defenders with him. No block out, and Chris Coffey is coming in there looking to hang on rims.
Impeccable timing by Chris Coffey. You saw in the last angle, he started his run from basically the three-point arc. Sideline Cancer keeps its $1 million dream alive. Let's get the temperature check from Jen Hale.
Red hot, Chris, red hot. All that experience paying off, showing off here tonight in that Elam Ending. Walk me through that final shot. You were certainly the focal point of the defenders, and man, Coffey capitalized.
Man, you know, Coffey, he does that all game. He crashes the board. He does all the dirty work. So that's no surprise that he got that bucket. He really deserved it because he does so much stuff that don't show up on the stat sheet. So I'm happy that he got that last point. I am.
Walk me through what changed, what switch flipped for y'all in the fourth quarter. You had a great fourth quarter leading into the Elam, and then you finally took a lead for the first time once the Elam started.
Yeah, you know, coming after that Louisville game, it's kind of hard coming out of that high. You know, we beat them on home court, so we was kind of at our high, but we want to stay level-headed. So Coach told us at halftime, man, we gotta come out here and play harder. So that's exactly what we did.
How much does the news that Billy Clapper has defeated his cancer, your longtime general manager, how does that play into the story and the inspiration for your squad tonight?
Well, you know, that's what we do it for. You know, like my auntie, she died from cancer, so you know that's what I'm doing it for too as well. So that's what this whole thing is about. That's what Jordan had brought us all together about. So you know, I'm just happy to be able to support and be my face behind it. So yeah.
Bigger than basketball, absolutely. All right, what happens now as you prepare for the quarterfinals and your next matchup with Eberline Drive? Interestingly enough, the two beginning franchises in TBT, the two longest tenured teams.
Absolutely. You know, we just want to stay level-headed. Enjoy the moment right now, but just stay level-headed. Get some rest.
Don't let them hurt you.
Get some rest. It's on the floor, you know that. Get some rest and just focus up for the next game.
Thanks so much. Enjoy the win. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
That's Jen Hale with Sideline Cancer standout Alonzo Verge, who finishes with 16 points and 6 assists and has scored in double figures in all three of Sideline Cancer's games here at TBT 2025. Chris Coffey with the Elam Ending bucket to officially move Sideline Cancer through. And right now we have a reservation for 8. The quarterfinal field has been set. Sideline Cancer will play Eberline Drive in the quarterfinal on Monday. Sideline Cancer plays in the final regional final. They'll play in the final quarterfinal of TBT as well. Looking elsewhere at the bracket, Shell Shock, Best Virginia, Aftershocks, Heartfire, and We Are D3, Fail Harder. We're actually going to send it right back to Jen Hale, who is standing by with Sideline Cancer head coach Charlie Parker.
Yeah, talk about experience. 9 years in TBT. Charlie, do you think that played into the execution there in that Elam Ending?
Yeah, I mean, there was times there where I was like, man, I might have should have used a couple more of my timeouts, but I trust our guys. We were fighting the energy all game long, and it was really about trust and saving them for when we thought that we needed them. A couple defensive switches and changing up our strategies on the defensive end, I think helped us pull this out.
You went with Morrow to start the second half. What did that do for your squad on the floor?
Well, it definitely jump-started our offense. The pace picked up a little bit. I don't think that we got the stops that we were looking for, but I think that gave us the energy that we needed to, go into the second half, because the first half was just not us.
No, and certainly turnovers hurt you. They were able to score a lot of points off of turnovers. What do you work on in terms of ball security heading into this matchup with Everline Drive next?
Yeah, I think we need to implement some things that'll get more ball movement. Some of the ball turnovers or the struggles with the ball handling is one or two guys kind of dominating it. We want to get them off the ball and maybe get it back in their hands on the weak side and allow them to operate. So we'll work on those things before we go to Charleston.
And I know it's all about being bigger than basketball for y'all, so I would be remiss if I did not ask. The news that your longtime general manager, Billy Clapper, defeated his battle with cancer. He won his battle with cancer. He defeated cancer, declared cancer-free today. How did that factor in? What did that mean for your squad?
I mean, it's just amazing. To be honest, with us representing Sideline Cancer for the last 12 years, you never even think about somebody in your own organization having to go through that. We got the call in December around Christmas time, and it was crazy. And we shock and, trying to pray for him and make sure we're there for him. He had over a dozen chemotherapy treatments, and for him to have today be the day that he was declared cancer-free, and for us to get this win, Billy, this is for you.
Thank you so much, Charlie. We will see you in Charleston.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
Jen, that's a great interview with Coach. We really appreciate it, and shout out to General Manager Billy Clapper as well. Robbie, give me your quick take on the quarterfinal matchups.
Well, I think you said it so well, and that they're two organizations that have meant so much to TBT in Everline Drive and Sideline Cancer. A lot of good players, two great organizations, and that is going to be must-see TV in Charleston.
Quarterfinal action tips off on Sunday evening, carrying over into Monday evening as well. What a finish to the regional round. So much good basketball remains. For Jen Hale and Robbie Hummel and our outstanding TBT production crew, I'm Chris Foster saying so long from Louisville. Sideline Cancer keeps its $1 million dream alive.